Today's video, we're going to put in all of the stuff to fill up the back of your new Wraith 1.9. Alright, these are the parts we're going to put in today. These are all 3D printed off of Thingiverse. I can't remember the names of the guys that produced them, but I tipped them, so they should be happy. These are the same as the ones for the 2.2 Wraith. These come with the tab on the end there, but you can also print them out without that tab. The ones we're using today are going to be the ones with the tab. Now when you do the ones with the tab, you're going to have to take out the sway bar link mount that's under there, and you can use those two screws, one to mount the screw here, and then another one I'm going to use to mount the other hole up here, and the shock will go in the rear. The only other thing you'll have to do is turn your shock top around so that your reservoir is facing forward instead of back, because it will hit against this. This piece here is actually really nice. Printed this one out last. This is the one piece I was waiting on. It took quite a while to get it printed out. But this slides in underneath. You have to take the rear bumper plate out on the frame to get it in there, but we're going to go through that when we get to the installation. We got one weird line right there in the middle. I don't know why. Alright, let's get started. Alright, I've already taken the body off, so this should be a fairly quick one. We're going to have to take out the 4 bolts across the bottom and the 2 bolts on the side, and that'll let us put the main trunk in the center. After that, we'll take these 2 bolts out of each side and we'll take the shocks off. I've already got the reservoirs turned around. I had to test that before I made the video. I'm going to speed this up so you guys don't have to watch me doing all of this unless you really want to. I don't know why you would. Alright, now that we got that rear bumper out of the way, take this piece and it slides in just like that. And that's it. It comes out and fits right between the shock towers here. It goes all the way back so it covers up that big ugly spot there, so you can't see the motor from the back anymore. Now this will also give me enough room to still have my spare tire in there, and it shouldn't let you see all the way through the bottom of the truck. Now, it should actually stay in there. I don't have to bolt it down because it's pretty tight. It's stuck underneath both of the shock tower lumps here, and with that pinch it shouldn't slide back either. I don't suggest running your screws all the way in with the power tool on these, because if you do, you will most likely strip out the head of that bolt and then you will really be hating life. So I just ran these down to where I started to feel the resistance, and then I'll finish them off with a hand tool. And that's that. Let's move on to the side fenders. Now, like I said, these side fenders are exactly the same as the ones you'd get on our standard Wraith. I printed them off because I knew that if they didn't work on here, I do have a regular 2.2 Wraith that they will go right on. So I wasn't really worried about wasting the time or the energy printing off something I couldn't use. The prints turned out pretty clean and everything worked out really well. Make sure you don't lose that little spacer. That little thing will run and hide as quick as it can every time it gets a chance. All right, in order to install this, you want to lay it up underneath the rear there, and then just slide it up till it snaps in place in the top. Roll that around till you line up the screw hole on the back. Better if you have the screw ready if you're going to do this by sight. Once you've got that lined up, you can turn that one in and it'll hold everything in place. For myself, I want to run these in the back hole just because it gives it just a little bit more lift. A little bit extra ground clearance that way. And of course this one just goes in one of the other holes that you're not using, just to kind of stabilize it. Plus you don't have an extra screw laying around if you decide to run the sway bar links when they finally come out with them. The other benefit of putting these in is it gives those shock mount towers there, whatever you want to call them, it gives them just a little bit more stability. It tightens everything up, so there's no flex in the chassis once you put these in. All right, I'm going to get the other side put on and then we'll take a look at the finished product. All right, well, that finishes up the install on those pieces. They go all the way up. They really block the view of the back so that you don't see the motor and the wiring and all of that stuff from that side. You can still see it if you look down underneath, but nobody's going to be looking under there unless you flip it over, which we all know I'm going to do, probably quite a bit. Like I said, this still gives me enough room with those in there that I can put the spare tire back in the back, and it sits right down where it's supposed to be. It actually fits down in those edges pretty well, actually. I like that. All right, I'm going to get the body put back together. I've got the other one of these printing out right now. It's going to be a few hours, I'm sure. And I'll get these on the regular Wraith and we can do a little comparison if I have time. I probably won't though, sorry about that one. All right, if you guys have got any questions or comments, leave them in the boxes below. Thanks for watching. Good luck on the trails.